So thank you for making it out here. We're at 7 o'clock now, and so we are now ready to start the Robotech panel. And actually, do we have sound from the laptop? Oh, good. We're all good. So thank you very much for coming to the Robotech presentation at San Diego Comic-Con. And we're now entering into a new era. We're past 25 years with the franchise. Not many franchises maintain this kind of momentum and energy after all these years. We've got here Steve Yune, Webmaster of Robotech.com, and of course, looks like he's still surfing the web. He's on the job all the time. He also worked on Robotech The Shadow Chronicles, and on the side, he acted as himself in the 2004 documentary Geeks.
Yay!
And I am Tommy Yune, creative director at Harmony Gold USA, director of Robotech The Shadow Chronicles. I also worked in the comic industry prior to working on Robotech. I had worked on Speed Racer, Racer X, Danger Girl, Kamikaze, and some Robotech comics as well. And we also have here the Robotech X Fan Club here at Comic-Con. They've got a presence here. We recommend you folks afterwards come visit them. It's in the mezzanine. It's the floor halfway between the exhibit hall and here. It's a mezzanine booth MZ09, but there's not that many mezzanine booths, so you should be able to find it easily. And Toynami is also here at exhibit hall booth number 3229. And this is where actually they're showing some of the latest Robotech toys. And this is where you can see some of the more enemy mecha, and as well as the latest VF1s that they've sculpted. Some of the ones that they've sculpted include ones they haven't had before, which include the VT Trainer, including the movie variant, and also the Grand Poobah of collectibles, which is the VE1 Trainer. I mean the VE1 Electronic Warfare and Radar Valkyrie. And they've been working on this for some time. They're trying to keep the price point on this, I believe, below $50 or somewhere in that neighborhood at the 1/100 scale. And here is the latest battle pod that's coming out from Toynami. This is the newest artillery variant they have. It was actually supposed to come out just in time for Comic-Con. Unfortunately, we had mentioned this earlier. Due to the economic slowdown, right now it's held up on a boat in China. Apparently, normally they wait for their shipping container boats to be full before they send them over to the United States. However, because of lower economic traffic, it takes longer between intervals between when the container ships are full. So right now it's they're waiting to make it here. But Toynami expects it to be within a month. And here is the latest sculpt that they're currently working on. So they are working on the full range of the Robotech toys. And I believe this prototype you may be able to see at the Toynami booth.
Yeah, it's out there.
Oh, it is there? Oh, good. This is the latest paint prototype, so good. It's there. And all of this would not be possible, absolutely not at all possible, if it wasn't for Carl Masick, the original producer and story editor of Robotech. The photo that we have here is of Carl's last appearance at Comic-Con two years ago. I mean, we were all genuinely shocked last year. He had left us way too soon. And this was the most recent picture we had of him working last year with us at Harmony Gold. And this is an image of him working with Bob Barron. This is actually Bob Barron working with one of the voice actresses, Melanie McQueen, back in the 80s. One of the last projects that Carl was working on was he wanted to start a series of segments, shorts, called the Robotech Minute. Carl wanted to recount the making of the Robotech series, and one of the things that had driven him to this idea was that Bob Barron was the supervising director of the Robotech series, and he had untimely passed away not too long ago, within the last decade. And with the passing of Bob Barron, Carl really felt that a lot of the folklore of how Robotech came to be was starting to disappear to the ages. And with the Robotech Minute, with the segments, he wanted to recount contacting all the voice cast and all the production crew, how Robotech came to be, because he wanted to make sure that this was documented, because this was something that was never really done. I mean, we had done it for Robotech The Shadow Chronicles, but it had not been done for Robotech itself. Other than the text descriptions in Robotech Art 1, there's really no record of how Robotech came to be. And a lot of fans really have varying degrees of information and knowledge about how Robotech came to be. And here's Carl at work at Intersound back in the 80s. And here is one of the managers over at Intersound, General Manager Kent Hayes, with Reba West, the voice of Lynn Minmay, and this was back in the 80s. And here is Steve Kramer, one of the voice actors and script editor, being recorded, recounting his work on Robotech. And we felt that this project, we had announced it last year. We'd shown a little tiny clip of the opening chapter of it last year. But we're glad that we're glad to announce that we finally wrapped production. We finally completed work on this. And we decided that instead of calling it the Robotech Minute, to honor Carl, it'd be only proper to retitle this Carl Masick's Robotech Universe. So we're naming this project after Carl. And actually, we're going to show you a small segment of Carl Masick's Robotech Universe. Out of politeness, we'd like to ask everyone to turn off your cameras. We're going to have a proper presentation for this in the near future. And so please, we'd rather not have secondhand versions of this show up on the internet. So anyway, all cameras off. I see a little red light there.